marketplace. We all know, for example, of the growing importance of the Birmingham International Container Port, which is going to essentially be formally commissioned any moment now. There will be a major conclave attended and inaugurated by the Chief Minister at the end of this month, on the 28th and 29th of January, on the ways forward for Birmingham. Well, Noida has already found a way forward. They have contacted the Birmingham Police Port and are working in collaboration with the Adani Skill Development Center to ensure that some of their students, particularly the BCom students, will get the benefit of direct exposure to the kind of cutting-edge work that Adani is doing in Birmingham, and whatever is being offered in the Skill Development Center there will prepare the students of Loyola for tomorrow's marketplace. Similarly, they have also reached out to the Tata Consultancy Services, which, as you know, has a very significant campus in Thiruvananthapuram that they use to train their new recruits. But here the Loyola students will give themselves an opportunity to actually become new recruits in companies like TCS if the data science BSc students can directly have contact with TCS in the process. Now, to my mind, these are very important developments that must be applauded. We're not just celebrating autonomy for autonomy's sake. It is autonomy to do innovative things for the benefit of the students. One of the big priorities that anyone in Kerala, irrespective of their political beliefs or affiliations, must have is the great importance of reviving and strengthening the higher education landscape in our state. Yesterday, the Chief Minister made a statement about how he wanted Kerala to become a hub of higher education. For that, we need to see more freedom given to the autonomous colleges. I think the existing universities have to learn to let go. There is a famous expression that one of the ways you show love for somebody you care for is to give them their freedom. And that is how Kerala University should learn to love autonomous colleges. Give them their freedom. Let them develop their own ways of doing things, their own curricula, their own ways of teaching their curricula, their own approaches, their own connections to the industrial sector, the private sector. Because ultimately the objective ought to be that a degree from Loyola then becomes sought after, first of all by Malayalis who need to enter the workplace, who are looking at the moment for jobs outside our state because they don't have such opportunities in our state. So we are doing this also for our own state. But secondly, perhaps one day we can fulfill the Chief Minister's dream and become a hub that attracts students from elsewhere to come to our state as well. But we won't do that unless we give genuine autonomy to colleges like a college as deserving as the Loyola College of Social Sciences in Thiruvananthapuram. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to take too much of your time, but I'll be happy to answer your questions. Otherwise, but let me just add that the very impressive range of courses that Loyola is already offering, and I had a list in front of me that I was very impressed by this: BCom Finance and Accounts, BCom FinTech and AI, which is a cutting-edge 21st century requirement. And now they're starting BCom Logistics and Supply Chain Management, which at a time when we have Birmingham coming on in Thiruvananthapuram as a major logistics hub, you can imagine how useful this new course is. Then, of course, there's the usual BSc Psychology, BSc Data Science, Bachelor of Social Work, for which Loyola is already famous. But what I like with this is that you are going to combine academic foundational knowledge with practical experience and real-world connections to the actual marketplace. This is important. I think it will ensure that students benefiting from these experiences will find placement much easier, will find it much more feasible for them to go into the real world. I remember when I headed the All India Professionals Congress nationwide, the organization that I founded in the Congress Party, the Kerala chapter of that conducted a survey of Kerala engineering graduates, and they had several thousand responses. And they found that 66% of Kerala's engineering graduates were today in jobs that did not require the engineering degree they had. Their studies were irrelevant to the jobs they found, either because what they learned was not what the marketplace wanted, or what they learned was out of date, or simply because they are being taught out of old-fashioned textbooks with no connection to the 21st century's needs. With Loyola and this kind of approach, that will change. We want students coming out who are ready for tomorrow's marketplace, and that is what is going to make Kerala a completely different environment for students. I urge the government, Kerala University authorities, and all people of goodwill in the state who are interested in higher education to applaud and to support this groundbreaking initiative. Thank you very much. I'll take your question. എല്ലാവർക്കും കോപ്പി കിട്ടും ആവശ്യം കിട്ടാത്തവരും ചോദിച്ചാൽ. Thank you very much.